Priceless Bride, and this is my journey to becoming a Proverbs 31 woman. So, a huge part of this blog is about my life, how it pertains to my marriage, my kids, my relationship with God, and pretty much every aspect of my life. And part of that is my huge desire and love and passion for cooking. I spent time at culinary school, and I spent time in restaurants. I spent time at Disney World working in restaurants, and now I spend most of my time cooking for my family. Outside of business endeavor that I started but haven't been working on actively because of my new role. It's what I do. So I want to share with you guys my make-do meals. Usually I try to follow the budget that we've set for our family, the dollars, right? And my challenge right now, I'm challenging myself, is not to overstock my cabinets and always have cabinets and cabinets full of food and never really know what to cook. So my make-do meals are essentially whatever I've got in the cabinets, in the freezer, and the refrigerator, and I try to make meals based on my tastes for that moment, and also what I have in the refrigerator, because I only go to the grocery store once a week. So I try to go more than once a week, especially now that my favorite stores are more than 10 minutes away. So you'll see a couple of different ways that I prepare a lot of different things. What I want to show you is different cooking techniques and ways that I have found to be the best at preparing some things. Also, I'll just show you me just chefing it up, doing what I love to do and creating things from scratch. Now, while this is not Food Network, this is not HGTV, my name is not Gordon Ramsay or Iron Chef to more than one person. I'm not going to be in here, giving you guys a recipe and being all fresh and, excited and exuberant. It's really the nitty gritty of me in the kitchen. I don't really have time to have a conversation, so my commentary will be, in the background. So I kind of feel like, usually when I'm in the kitchen, I always feel like I'm in the back of the house in a restaurant in the kitchen, and it is prime service time. So I'm usually trying to, prep and put things together at the same time. In restaurants, you normally don't find it that way, but it's cool. So you'll just stay tuned and watch my videos and how they come out. And let me know what you think. If you've got anything that you want to learn or see me do in the kitchen, leave it in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. We chopping up this cauliflower so that we can put that in the blender. That is riced cauliflower. It's raw. Otherwise, it would be all juicy and like a smoothie. We don't want none of that. I preheated the oven to 400 degrees so we can get this pizza popping off. And you'll see that I'm cleaning up as I go to try to minimize the mess that I'm making. And my husband does not like the mess in the kitchen, but he eats all the food, so it's like a give and take. Here comes my little sous chef. That dude loves turning on the blender for whatever reason. So I let him because he likes to help out. So we've got the cauliflower nice and riced up. That was the whole cauliflower in that bowl on the bottom left. So that is the almonds that I blended up myself before I started this, but you can find ground almonds in the grocery store if you don't have an awesome blender like mine. Next is the quinoa. You can use brown rice, flour, or quinoa, whatever you like. I just cooked it up a little bit with the water just to not make it taste like quinoa, but it just adds a little bit more binding to that cauliflower. And I love organic eggs, but if that's not for you, go ahead with a regular egg. You can also use chia seeds, but I've been told by one of my sous chefs that chia seeds don't really add a nice flavor to certain things. So I wasn't about to experiment with that. I'm mixing up that egg and quinoa mixture really nicely. Like I said, the quinoa adds a little bit more binding to the mixture other than just the egg. And again, I'm cleaning as I go. You'll see me come back with that nice, clean. What is this dude doing? This is part-time mommy and part-time chef right here. My dude, he's trying to be, helping, but it's not helping at all. So we have a half a tablespoon of oregano and a half a tablespoon of salt and an eighth teaspoon of white pepper. I like white pepper because it just blends in nicely. Black pepper tends to have those little specks, and I'm also doing a little research. I found that it doesn't digest as well. And yes, you did see me put my ring in the place where the sun don't shine. Don't judge me. I'm cooking at home. If I was in a restaurant, I wouldn't do none of that. Moving on. Here I come with the pizza pan. Don't be like me. Be like yourself. Here, you need to bake this pizza dough for 25 minutes. I neglected to do that. But you're going to watch me pat that down. It looks like pizza dough, right? That looks fly. I was really excited to see how much it looked like pizza dough right here. That took a little bit. I think that might have took like 3 or 4 minutes to actually form that pizza crust to look like pizza. If you also want, you could probably spray the aluminum foil or the non-stick pan. I'm using non-stick pan or spray it because when I was finishing up, it stuck to the aluminum foil a little bit. I didn't like that. But I jumped the gun here. Put it in the oven for 25 minutes. Don't be like me. If you really want it, I can give you that recipe for the sauce that I'm using. It's not tomato sauce. This is leftover cauliflower Alfredo. It was a good recipe, but it tasted terrible. And my guests hated it, but we ate it anyway just for the sake of not wasting food. So I figured I would try it in this pizza. Next, I sauteed these mushrooms pretty much in a dab of oil, and just I wanted to get them brown and crispy a little bit, so I didn't want to put a ton of oil. Next is that fantastic Parmesan cheese that's shredded, not powder or ground. I don't like that one. And again, for my make-do meals, whatever is in the kitchen, that's what I'm using. So that's my spinach for smoothies. I put it in my my pizza, and I didn't thaw it out because it's gonna do that in the oven. I didn't want to overcook it. These pepperonis were mad delicious. Watch this. This guy here. He's supposed to be my sous chef. This guy. It's like Julia Child's always trying to get a snack. And that's just regular mozzarella cheese. I think I got that one from 365. I think that's Whole Foods. I love Whole Foods, but if that's not your thing, don't worry about it. You don't got to get the exact same ingredients as me. It's your pizza. Do what you like. So I put it in the oven for about 10 minutes. I think he's ready to eat. All right, so listen, I'm gonna show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I like I said, put it in the oven before you put the toppings on. I messed up and I had to try to cook it a little bit longer. So that's why I put that aluminum foil on to try to save the cheese from getting burned. And I did salvage enough of it to make me happy with that. But be sure to put it in the oven for 25 minutes. Don't get overexcited like me. That the consistency of that crust kind of messed me up. So I'm just reapplying some cheese to make it as pizza-like as possible. I think he's ready to eat. My mom's job is really never done. This is a 24-hour kind of thing. And I do this all the time with my dude, either helping me or hindering me like now. But look at me, I got a stone face. I'm a G. All right, so after reapplying the cheese, we get to try it. Let's see how it goes. My son he tries a lot of stuff. So he's excited to try this pizza after he watches me chef that thing up. Doesn't it look like a real pizza though? Look at that crust. That crust looks crazy. All right. Now, if you hear a baby crying in the background, it's not neglect. He cries, and eventually I'll pick him up, but that's his story for another day. we focused on the pizza now. So don't judge me for my crying baby. He gets tended to when he cries. Just after I finish serving the big one. So what do you guys think about this pizza? I would do it again. I definitely would. Next time I do it, I'll use tomato sauce. But I just wanted to, again, make do with what I have. So we gotta have my first critic here, my 2-year-old. He's gonna come and try that thing out. You don't like it. Yes, you do. Spit it out then. Spit it out. Exactly.
You want more? Want more?
Yeah, you want more.
I want more.
See, I can't show him too much drama when I'm feeding him because I want him to eat the stuff. But he knows he needs to eat that. That one might be too hot. Look at him. He can't even wait. Look at it, burning his mouth. Burning his mouth. Look at you. Look at you. Slow it down. Slow your roll, fella.
What's that for?
Don't like
What's
it.
that smell?
But you eating it though. You don't like it. You eating it though. It tastes good, don't it? Now it's my turn. Let me see.
My turn.
I want some.
Let me try.
Let me try. Hey, mommy. I want this.
All right, guys, listen. Just keep introducing fresh things, fresh new ideas to your family. And one of my rules as a chef culinarian is if you're trying something new, try it at a restaurant first. Don't try to make it yourself, because 9 times out of 10, you might mess it up, and then you'll never eat it again. Case in point, Brussels
Okay, we
sprouts.
won't eat anymore.
Brussels sprouts should be tried at a restaurant before you eat them at home. Make them at home. So the pizza turned out pretty good. We ate it until the last drop, and it was awesome. Bon appétit. A bientôt.